Rosella Bjornson, former F-28 pilot with Transair, giving a bit of a talk on her experience with flying. Rosella, what is your first impression of seeing an F-28 after all this time?
It's thrilling. It brings back such good memories of all the hours that I spent flying around in the F-28 with Transair. And
How many years did you end up flying with Transair with the F-28?
in 1973 with Transair, in April of 73. And I flew the F-28 until 1978, 79. So, about 7 years on the F-28 before I checked out on the Boeing 737 with Pacific Western Airlines. Pacific Western Airlines bought Transair in 1980.
Right. So there's a unique little tie-in between our aircraft and your aircraft. What was the registrations of the aircraft that you flew?
TAN and CFTAV.
And this one is also CFTAV. So I find it very, very interesting that we have a pilot of CFTAV in front of another F-28 that's CFTAV.
That's quite interesting.
How would you say the performance was on this aircraft?
Oh, it was just like a little sports car. Oh, it's just get up and go.
So very nimble aircraft to fly. Because this aircraft didn't have thrust reversers, it used a speed brake. How was that sensation as a pilot compared to using the thrust reversers on the 737?
I think on the ground, the F-28 relied more on tires.
The brakes? Yep.
But in the air, the speed brake was very just slightly more efficient at increasing your rate of descent than the speed brakes on the 737. The speed brakes on the 737 are on the top of the wing.
Right.
But the F-28 with that little speed brake that you just sort of pull out and the tail comes apart like that. It provided drag, but no turbulence, and very smooth.
So you found it a very smooth aircraft for takeoffs and landings?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many hours in total did you end up flying?
I don't think I've ever tallied them up. So I flew on it for, well, let's say 6 years.
Yes.
At probably 800 hours a year. And I started with the airlines with 3,500 hours.
Right.
I probably ended up with about 8,000 hours.
You were hired to fly the F-28. Was it brand new when you came on board?
Yes. Transair had just taken delivery of TAN and TAV, and they were needed pilots right away. So I had my application in, and the chief pilot gave his approval. He would hire a woman, so I was hired by Transair and had the distinction of being the first woman first officer hired by an airlines in Canada.
Absolutely amazing accolade.
I was just so thankful that what I had. It was a childhood dream of mine to be an airline pilot.
So, a quick question. When you finally got your private pilot's license, where did you get your private pilot's license?
My private pilot's license was right here in Lethbridge, on the Lethbridge Airport, in the old TCA hangar.
Exactly, yes.
Where Excel Aviation has got their training school now.
Right. Seeing the F-28 for the first time in so many years, I'm sure it brings back some pretty fond memories.
Oh, it does. I can remember doing walk-arounds in this aircraft. Uh, 40 below, Thompson, Manitoba, Churchill, Manitoba. Yeah.
Any exciting or interesting flights that you ever had with the F-28?
um, well, they say being a pilot is hours and hours of sheer boredom punctuated by moments of sheer terror. Thankfully, I never had any sheer terror.
So mostly enjoyed his slides.
Yes.
Excellent, excellent.
And I remember one of my very first flights uh, with the F-28, and I just checked out. I've been given approval to fly on with another pilot, and I took my parents with me on this first solo flight, and the routing was from Winnipeg to Churchill, Churchill to Yellowknife.
Wow.
Yes, and of course it was in the winter, dark, dirty winter, and the northern lights were spectacular. Going from Churchill to Yellowknife in the Northwest Territories. Oh my gosh. It felt like we were at 35,000, and it felt like the northern lights were surrounding us. And they were right, you could look out the window and touch them. They were just so close. And it was just dancing. So we danced all the way to Yellowknife with the northern lights.
I'm sure you had a lot of good crews that you worked with
Yes.
throughout Transair and all the way through your whole career.
Yes, I did.
How many years did you end up flying as a pilot?
32 years.
That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. And you loved every minute of it.
Loved every minute of it.
Well, Rosella, we want to say thank you so very, very much for coming out and taking a look at our TAV, and hopefully it's brought back some pleasant memories.
Oh, it has.
That's amazing.
Wonderful.
Well, thank you so very much for the quick interview, and just so that everybody knows that Rosella and us are going to keep in contact. So we'll certainly have Rosella back when the aircraft is fully back together, and we can get her thoughts in the cockpit next time you're down.
That'd be so exciting.
Excellent. Thank you, Rosella.
Okay.
Okay, bye now.